One of the individuals you're going to hear from today is Brian Ferguson, one of our distinguished speakers, and his company, VMware, are strong supporters of the United Way. So I want to shine a light on Brian's company because it's critically important to have this level of support for our United Way. It does so much to strengthen our community. We hope that many more companies will come on board and support the United Way through special team building exercises and payroll deductions. And all you have to do is call me or a member of our United Way team, and I'll be pleased to come to your place of work and to discuss it with your employees. So now more than ever, we need to engage our business community to help us strengthen our city's social infrastructure. Now, this is the first time that the Mayor's Luncheon Series has had 3 speakers. This is going to be tricky to get done on time. However, not one of them are politicians, so there's an outside shot we'll get it done on time. And first and foremost, I want to thank our lead sponsor, the RBC, and in that regard, I am very pleased to invite a good friend, Sarah Adams, who is RBC's Regional Vice President for Burlington and is a strong advocate for our community. And we would ask her to introduce our special guest speakers to you today. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you very much, Cam, and I'm absolutely delighted to have the opportunity to introduce our speakers this afternoon. You'll be hearing each one, and I'll introduce each one right before they speak. But I have to say, getting 3 very impressive resumes is pretty attractive, I must say, and I do have the privilege of summarizing very quickly a little bit about each of them before they speak. So our first speaker this afternoon, Cam, you'll be happy to hear, Brian Ferguson, born and raised in Burlington and remains working and living here. He is an executive recruiter for VMware, and it was the 2009 top employer for Hamilton and Niagara. As we heard, Brian's very active in the Burlington community and is involved with United Way as the employee campaign chair at VMware. In addition, he volunteers his time with business development and team building for the United Way. He also donates his time to Burlington's Youth Fest steering committee, helping promote and market youth volunteerism. Earlier this year, Brian was nominated for a Civic Recognition Award for his contribution to this community. Brian has a recruiting background, beginning his career with Tech Systems, where he was one of the top 3 recruiters across Canada, shortly after entering the field. After 7 years in the recruiting agency world, Brian joined VMware in 2006 and was given the opportunity to be exposed to corporate recruiting that would further his capabilities. VMware has offered Brian the opportunity to spread his wings, and over the past 3 years, he has redesigned the entire hiring process from the ground up. So I know you'll all join me in welcoming Brian Ferguson.
Thanks, Joe. That was great. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Mayor. My name is Brian Ferguson, and I'd like to thank you for being here today. I think we also owe a hand to the Burlington Convention Center for the amazing lunch. When the BEDC asked me to speak today, I was honored. But having attended a few of these events, I was also humbled, based on the caliber of speakers typically at these events. You see, I graduated from Niagara College with a diploma in environmental health and safety coordination. And as you may gather, this diploma typically doesn't translate into a career in recruitment. So, yeah, I have to tell you, I was a little apprehensive about my accreditation, or lack thereof, in comparison to the esteemed panel I'm sharing the floor with today. On that note, I do not have a PhD or MBA, but I can assure you I have an extreme passion for what I do, humility gained from my experience with relationship management, and as evidence for my accomplishments, I have a strong discipline. I'd like to think I do have a PhD. I've been asked here today to speak with you about building a winning culture, and I couldn't think of more appropriate timing considering the economic turmoil and uncertainty. As a result, companies have been forced to make difficult decisions, often impacting the employee experience. Our challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is retaining and attracting the best and brightest despite these limitations. It's the intangibles that are the hardest things for a competitor to imitate. You can buy computers for all your employees with the latest and greatest. You can buy software to make your company run more efficiently. Think VMware. You can offer improved customer service options, but it's the culture, the spirit, that is truly our most valuable competitive asset. While it's great that companies are using culture as a tool to attract and retain talent, the adage of walk the walk and talk the talk is truer now than ever before. Any company can state that culture is teams working hard while having fun. Culture must be a story we act out every day. How then do we differentiate ourselves and inspire this culture without impacting the bottom line? Corporate culture. Corporate culture inspires loyalty in employees and encourages a sense of team. It motivates people to do the right thing, not just the easy thing. At companies with winning cultures, people not know only what they should do, they know why they should do it. Creating a winning culture requires more than a quick fix solution, because it's a way of being. It's how things are. It's a whole host of words, like relationship, honesty, values, team, people, contribution, care, support, encouragement, and appreciation. Research indicates that mere 10% of companies succeed in building a winning culture. Think about that, 10%. According to a survey of 365 companies in Europe, Asia, and North America, even those firms that manage to foster high-performance cultures often find them hard to sustain. So let's start from the beginning. How do we build a winning culture? Well, as prefaced, it's about the feeling, the experience, the employees. Critical to success is hiring the right people. We at VMware Canada believe that this is based on hiring based on behavior and personality versus competency. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need the credentials, but we have proven character and personality can be just as important. Can you comprehend how hard it is to find in a technology industry that is traditionally made up of highly skilled, introverted individuals? We've done it. 3 years, 600 interviews, 300 hires, 10.7% attrition in an industry that attrition run rate is growing towards 35%. Priceless. I'd like to share a story with you, and that story is about Marvin. Marvin came to us driven, passionate, and eager to succeed. What Marvin lacked was an in-depth Linux skill set, which happens to be a critical skill set for our hires. I took Marvin aside after the interview and I said, you know what, Marvin? You have the right drive, you have the right personality, you have the right enthusiasm, and should you have the appropriate Linux knowledge, you'd be a critical asset to this company. With that, I declined Marvin for the position and presented him the resources to gain the background. 3 months later, Marvin approached us, eager to share the knowledge he had gained refining his Linux skills, and he was insisting that he now be the right fit. I gotta tell you, I was a little bit skeptical, but this guy had the passion. We took Marvin through the technical screening as we did the first time with a bit of a twist. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3 months, Marvin had succeeded in gaining the Linux knowledge on his own time. We hired him then and there. Since that day, Marvin has not only succeeded in his current position, but he's been an ambassador of the employee experience, organizing food and clothing drives for the homeless, leading the Heart and Stroke Big Bite, and chairing an arm of our social committee. Marvin had the passion, the drive, the commitment. We built the capabilities, but the dedication and enthusiasm, that is the asset to our organization. In an industry concentrated with highly skilled, introverted individuals, Marvin presented the passion and the drive. That is what differentiated him. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what directed us to hire based on behavior and personality, accompanied with competency, noting that one doesn't override the other. And Marvin's actually here today. The next logical step was to leverage what we have learned in partnerships. We did so by approaching our contract staffing vendors. Now, I have to tell you, I have worked with several agencies over the past few years, and few of them were willing to work with our new model. Few of them understood the importance of employee experience. 22% of our hires over the past 3 years have come in the form of contract staffing. Gaining buy-in was critical to sustain this new staffing model. There was one vendor that was intrigued by what we were doing and willing to work with us. Tundra Technical Solutions. Through sharing the same fundamentals with Tundra, we have succeeded in an 8.9% attrition rate for contract hires versus the industry standard of 30%. And this was all accomplished for free or minimal expense through relationship management, which I also like to call the occasional business lunch. And by partnering with our vendor and simply asking them to think outside the box, Tundra, in turn, has utilized this model with several of their clients to great success. Thank you, Tundra. Now that we've hired the right people, we need to ensure that we cultivate them and continuously engage them in an effort to ensure retention. You'd be surprised to know the primary reason for employee attrition is not financial, but it's related to the culture and the direct manager. This means that if you even have one manager who disempowers their employees, or a leader who does not follow policy because he or she is the boss, that is your culture. Ladies and gentlemen, in corporate culture, perception is reality. Another area at VMware Canada we believe strongly in is that managers should be committed to the coaching process, ensuring that employees feel significant, confident, and connected. Let me repeat that. Managers must be committed to the coaching process, ensuring that employees feel significant, confident, and connected. Employees need to know that their contribution is valued and they are a significant part of the organization. Employees need to feel confident in their abilities and have the resources and support they require to do their job effectively. And lastly, employees need to feel connected to the organization, the team, the goal, and the experience. We now have the right people. Step 2 was ensuring that these employees in a smaller division of a larger international firm remain significant, confident, and connected. How do you think we could do that in a cost-effective way? Partnerships. We partner with the United Way, offering our employees an opportunity to give back and feel that their employer was actively involved in their community, also making VMware a corporate citizen. This avenue led to employee and corporate exposure through a variety of events and initiatives. We've also partnered with Burlington Youth Fest, giving our employees an opportunity to volunteer their time and again exposing the VMware brand in the community. One of our employees who actually happens to be here today, Sam was able to leverage his passion for photography, taking pictures that would be later used for promotional material for future events. Our most significant business partnership is with our local colleges and universities. We partner with Mohawk and are in the midst of implementing our technology into their curriculum to create enthusiasts in our technology and potential candidates for hire. We partner with McMaster University, preparing their MBA candidates for the interview process. More importantly, we have gone beyond the typical campus recruitment approach of simply handing out swag at career fairs. The most important area to mention is all 3 of these initiatives have allowed our employees to further develop their skills while being a part of the process and implementation. So we now have all these great avenues for our employees and the company. How can we ensure that the employees remain connected? The social committee, which we call VMware at Play. A committee created, developed, and maintained by the employees. An avenue for employees to connect with each other and express themselves through such events as the Heart and Stroke Big Bite, chili cook-offs, bacon sales, my favorite, Manager Embarrassment Day for the United Way. This is actually after performance review time, so it's perfect. And activities of random leisure. This is actually an arm of our social committee, random leisure. Go figure. So now that you've heard all of these things that we've done, the next logical question is, how do you know it's working? That's easy. We listen. We listen to what our employees are saying in one-on-ones, social committee meetings, focus groups, and letting our employees determine the path they wish to take. We support our managers and give them the tools to coach their employees and ensure that they feel significant, confident, and connected. We test to ensure that we have buy-in from top down. So you may be asking yourselves, all right, Brian, this is what you've done. What can we do to build and implementing a winning culture? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is as simple as a solution. Listen to your employees. Let them empower the change. Let their enthusiasms fuel the infectious feeling of positivity. As mentioned earlier, a winning culture is a feeling, the way things are. It's not a 5-sentence mission statement on the conference room wall, nor is it the 7 core values in the employee manual. The real winning culture is how employees feel, how they are treated, and the decisions that are made every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, perception is reality. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'd like to thank you for your time. I would be more than happy to partner with you or share additional information should you wish. I hope you enjoy the remaining speakers that we have today, but more importantly, I hope you leave here today inspired, knowing you can empower change. You can make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. And definitely, I think we're all looking to have that winning culture, and we're all significant, confident, and connected to our topic around attracting and retaining talent.